The Princess Switch film series is about as Christmassy as it gets, and it's good news all around as the third film in the franchise has officially landed on Netflix. Before the start of the video, make sure you leave a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe to Bobuya channel. Let's get started. While we can't wait to see what happens to Vanessa Hudgens and the gang in this year's Princess Switch 3, we're already desperate to know whether a fourth film is on the cards. Yep, we need one now, please. Thanks. To recap, The Princess Switch 2 saw Stacy and Margaret, both played by Vanessa Hudgens, obviously, joined by a third Vanessa, Margaret's cousin Fiona. Next up, The Princess Switch 3 Romancing the Star just dropped on Netflix on 18 November. And while sadly there isn't a fourth Vanessa Hudgens character this time around, Stacy, Margaret, and Fiona are back as they work to retrieve a stolen, priceless relic. So, will we see a Princess Switch 4 on the way anytime soon? Here's what we know so far. Will there be a fourth Princess Switch film? Unfortunately, Netflix hasn't announced a fourth Princess Switch movie. Cries. Previously, they revealed that the third film was in the works before the second one even aired, but they've not done the same thing this time around. Still, that doesn't mean all hope is lost, as there's still plenty of time for Netflix to announce a fourth installment. The previous three films have all premiered on the streaming platform in November, released in 2018, 2020, and 2021 respectively. So there's still a chance that Netflix could confirm a fourth film before next November rolls around. What could we expect from The Princess Switch 4? If a fourth film is indeed announced, then it's fairly inevitable that we'll see multiple Vanessa Hudgenses return on screen once again. The Princess Switch 3 didn't introduce any more new lookalikes, so there's always scope for a fourth Vanessa to appear if the Princess Switch 4 does happen. There can never be too many, right? Still, things might start to become slightly confusing. But what's new? Other returning actors would likely include Sam Palladio as Edward Wyndham, as well as Nick Sagar, who plays Kevin Richards. Plus, there's new cast member Remy Hii, who appears as Fiona's ex Peter Maxwell in the third film, and we might see him possibly returning too. As for the plot, it's anyone's guess. The Princess Switch 3 took a fairly random turn as we saw Fiona using her connections to the criminal underworld to help Stacy and Margaret retrieve a priceless stolen relic. And as this series has proven so far, literally anything could happen if a fourth film does go ahead. When The Princess Switch first came out, it was like Netflix had struck Christmas movie gold. I mean, who couldn't love a Christmas movie about finding an identical-looking long-lost relative who just so happens to be European royalty? And then the second Princess Switch came out and graced us with not one, not two, but three Vanessa Hudgenses, who's to say? And now that the third movie has finally dropped and sadly didn't bring us a fourth Vanessa Hudgens, the only question I've got left is whether there's going to be a fourth movie in the franchise. So let's get into it. What it's looking like. As of right now, Netflix has not confirmed a fourth Princess Switch. Cue the sad violin music. But that doesn't mean all hope is necessarily lost for another royal-filled winter adventure. Although, yes, Netflix did confirm the third installment before the second movie even premiered, and yes, the third movie has now premiered with no word of a fourth one, the streaming service isn't exactly known to keep a strict schedule when it comes to announcing sequels. So, if you're still holding out hope for a return to Belgravia, I'm right here with you. But if we were to be real Debbie Downers about the possibility of a fourth movie, we could look to Netflix's other hit Christmas franchise, A Christmas Prince. The series, which was also very popular, seems to have ended after 3 movies. The last one aired in 2019, and there hasn't been any word of another one coming since. So as sad as it is to think, it's very possible that The Princess Switch 3 Romancing the Star is the last installment we'll get of the franchise. And as much as we can speculate wildly over whether there will be a fourth movie added to the series, and whether we will get the fourth Vanessa Hudgens, the truth is that only time and Netflix will tell. The Princess Switch 4 cast. Vanessa Hudgens, duh. Yes, if there is a fourth film, Vanessa Hudgens has to return, because otherwise, literally, what would be the point? As for other returning cast members, we'd eat our Santa hats if we don't see returns from Sam Palladio as Edward Wyndham, Prince of Belgravia and Stacy's husband, and Nick Sagar as Kevin Richards, Margaret's husband and future Prince Consort of Montenegro. Plus Neighbours star Remy Hii, who appears as Fiona's ex Peter Maxwell and could make an appearance in a fourth film. Fiona's henchmen and sidekicks would also likely return. They are Mark Fleischman, Ricky Norwood, EastEnders, and Florence Hall as Frank DeLuca, Reggie, and Mindy respectively. Mia Lloyd, who plays Olivia Richards, Kevin's daughter and Margaret's eventual stepdaughter, would also probably appear. Though, as we learn in The Princess Switch 3, she's away at school, so her appearance may be simply short and sweet. It's unlikely we'll see Will Kemp as Hunter Kennard, the third film's main baddie, a suave and sophisticated international hotelier, given he ended the film with a lengthy prison term for stealing the Star of Peace. Amanda Donahoe, Emmerdale, debuted in the third film as Bianca Pembroke, Fiona's estranged but now reconciled mother, and could appear in a fourth movie too. The Princess Switch 4 plot. What will happen in a potential Princess Switch 4? The Princess Switch 3 Romancing the Star offered up zero clues for a potential fourth movie. Though previous Netflix series have been trilogies, there's nothing to say a fourth movie won't get greenlit. However, it is worth noting that The Princess Switch 3 Romancing the Star was announced before The Princess Switch 2 even debuted, so no announcement could mean no fourth film. Basically, your guess is as good as ours. If there were to be a fourth film, it might make sense for it to focus on Margaret and Kevin's eventual wedding. The third film was effectively a Christmas rom-com meets heist film, and we'd love to see something off-piste like that again. The Princess 4 Switch release date. When will The Princess Switch 4 be out on Netflix? If a fourth Princess Switch movie is confirmed, it will likely debut sometime in November 2022, to follow previous Princess Switch movies as well as to fit into Netflix's Christmas slate. Still, nothing has been confirmed. Bookmark this page though, and we'll be sure to keep you apprised of all the Vanessa Hudgens comings and goings. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.